Years ago, I watched my mother lose her job after developing carpal tunnel from years of manual data entry work. And she later had surgery, took time off to recover, and was later let go. And that moment really stayed with me. It showed me how much the hidden friction can live inside everyday business processes and how damaging natural manual work becomes when systems don't talk to each other. That experience eventually led me to build Connex, a platform designed to automate e-commerce accounting and eliminate operational friction behind the scenes. But as we work with growing e-commerce companies, especially manufacturers, wholesalers, and B2B brands, we've seen another challenge emerge. Companies invest heavily in NetSuite because they need strong ERP capabilities. Then they want a world-class experience for customers online. But that's where things get interesting. Should they use SuiteCommerce? Should they use Shopify Plus? How do they maintain a single source of truth? And how do they deliver a modern customer experience without creating operational chaos behind the scenes? That's why I'm excited about today's guest. Joaquin is the founder of CEO of UnlockCommerce, a team founded by former Oracle NetSuite employees specializing in SuiteCommerce, Shopify Plus, and NetSuite integrations. UnlockCommerce helps companies design, build, and optimize e-commerce experiences that are tightly connected to NetSuite while delivering the speed, flexibility, and customer experience modern buyers expect. Today, we're talking about how NetSuite users can think strategically about Shopify Plus, SuiteCommerce, and building a scalable commerce foundation for both B2B and B2C growth. So, Jacqueline, let me ask first question. Tell us about your background and how you came to specialize in NetSuite, SuiteCommerce, and Shopify Plus.
Well, great, Joseph. First of all, thank you for the invite here, and glad to having this conversation. So I started my career in Oracle NetSuite. We are actually the original force behind SuiteCommerce. This is the e-commerce platform for NetSuite. And for over a decade, I've been implementing e-commerce with this platform for enterprise customers using the platform. Customers back in the time, and this is 2014, 2015. So customers like Amex, GBT, Snapping, Billabong. I mean, large customers using SuiteCommerce. And now that's where we specialize. That's where we build the team around NetSuite and e-commerce. And recently started a Shopify Plus team, so certifying Shopify Plus, and taking customers also into this this platform. Always focusing on B2B places to help customers.
I see. So you got your starts helping out a lot of the B2B, B2C companies, and you started your own business specifically around SuiteCommerce.
Correct. Yeah. This was 8 years ago. I started UnlockCommerce for those purposes indeed.
And did you start with Shopify Plus, or did you just build the SuiteCommerce?
No, we started with SuiteCommerce only, and then seeing the trends and Shopify gaining a lot of traction now in the B2B world and getting a lot of market share. We are seeing a lot of migrations and starting the business, the online business for the B2B on the Shopify platform. And that's why we started this team 2 years ago. Now, so started 8 years ago with SuiteCommerce and NetSuite, 2 years ago building this team in Shopify. Now, and so we have the two platforms to compare. There's a room for both platforms, no? And that's the main discussion that we're
The
gonna
one
have.
thing I've seen is software is on a one size fits all. It's like a shirt. Some people fit into a large, some people need an extra large. That's all. And it's also questions of costs. I'm sure SuiteCommerce could fit people, but it may cost more time and money to customize SuiteCommerce and Shopify and vice versa. So you're determining what solution is closest to the finish line for this particular customer. How can we get this done as fast and less costly as possible with the lowest risk of failure? And so you choose the right solution for them.
I completely agree. I mean, when there's the recurring question that we have, no? It's like, for customers that are running SuiteCommerce, should I stay in SuiteCommerce or should I go into Shopify? Or customers that want to start their e-commerce journey, no? B2B, there's a lot of, we have seen a lot of B2B growth of companies that are purely B2B. When I say B2B, it's companies that are distributors or sell to distributors, sell to other retailers, are manufacturers and want to sell their products to other distributors, no? And there's a lot of demand for that type of e-commerce, no? So we're not the traditional direct-to-consumer type of store, no? And that is a primary focus on Shopify, and that's the market that Shopify has historically from the very start, it's direct to consumer. No, the news here is Shopify with Shopify Plus. It's growing all the B2B capabilities. No, and that's why we, as a B2B first e-commerce agency, we have, when we are growing a team in Shopify Plus. No, and it's the same point. We're having like, okay, should I go into Shopify Plus? Should I go into SuiteCommerce? Or if I run in SuiteCommerce, should I move into Shopify? It's not about the technology. You don't need to think about the platform first, and then how can I make my business towards that platform? There's room for both platforms. So the decision first is, or the thought process is like, what do I need to build? What do I need to have my customers experience on a platform? No? How is my pricing structure? How is my catalog? What is my terms with my customer? What are my business rules that I need to take for those B2B customers? No? There are always special rules. There's not one size fits them all. No, as you mentioned, Joseph. That's not true for the e-commerce platform. And then, for the specific requirements, there's no two projects that are the same. And that's why we start comparing the platforms.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned comparing platforms. In maybe 60 seconds, who's an ideal fit for Shopify Plus versus SuiteCommerce? Is SuiteCommerce more for like enterprise organizations?
There are many discussions around this topic particularly. That's when I go into, okay, what are the requirements that you need for the customer? No? And what is the volume that you want to get? What is the experience that you want to give your customers? What's the skill and agility that you want to give your customers? Or if you have like your clientele, you're not interested in more customers to register, and you just sell to your customers, and you're using your online channel as a portal of self-service. No? So there are different type of customers and needs for an e-commerce platform. But when it comes to SuiteCommerce, it's a native solution to NetSuite. No, of course, you only use SuiteCommerce if you're using NetSuite. Okay, there's no like if you're not using NetSuite, SuiteCommerce, it's not in the equation, okay? Just to put things there. SuiteCommerce is the native solution. You have a centralized source of truth, no? That it's a very central topic, no? And then now we're gonna discuss integrations. What is the source of truth? It's a very important piece, no? SuiteCommerce doesn't require integrations, no? The rules that you create in the ERP, you just click some buttons and you have it available in the store, no? So there are many
So Shopify has a bunch of plugins that you can get, one of which is our company, the Connex Ecommerce, but I've seen other B2B plugins. I've seen some Shopify customers I've had have upwards of 10 plugins on the store, whereas you're saying SuiteCommerce doesn't, it just kind of everything's included. There's no third-party stuff.
There's no third-party stuff. There's no integrations, but also at the same time, there's not a big community. No, there's not so much features that are ready there to build. No, it is more expensive to build your online presence and your store in SuiteCommerce than it's in Shopify. No, if you have a standard approach, no, or if you need custom stuff, Shopify on the other side, it's a world-class storefront. No, there's a huge ecosystem. There's 5 million stores live. You have the speed, you have the velocity, you have the modernness, if that's even a word. But it's a modern platform. It's developer friendly, and yes, and you have all the complexities in integrating. No, but you have apps that are already developed. It's like point, click, configure, and it has the best conversion rate checkout. No, so two platforms has its own strengths and weaknesses, of course.
And you mentioned that SuiteCommerce doesn't really have a community around it, and if there's a customization, you have to hire someone or build it yourself. And I assume that integration sounds easy in theory. It sounds easy. I'll just build it myself. But what are the biggest challenges companies face when they're connecting, Shopify Plus and NetSuite? Like you said, there's a community involved, so it's probably something pre-built and developers. What do you think the challenges are?
The challenges in the connection?
Yeah, like you mentioned that, SuiteCommerce doesn't really have a community, but Shopify Plus does. Like, I'm sure there's probably a Shopify Plus really good NetSuite connectors out there. But what are the biggest challenges companies are facing when they're trying to connect their Shopify Plus and NetSuite?
Well, in terms of the connection, this goes to my earlier point, like the platform first thinking. No, so you choose the tool and then you take your business there, and it's actually the other way around. It's like what do I need to have my customers experience, and then I choose the correct platform. Now, if you go down the Shopify route now, and you need to integrate, there's complexities there all around. There's a lot of underestimating the integration. You need like proper team equipment and knowledge on what to integrate. There's the problem on what is the source of truth. No, I mean, for all the different entities that you're gonna connect. No, and what we're experiencing is, yeah, I mean, the person that it's managing the project management and managing the connection needs to understand their business first. The data needs to be accurate, and you need to take decisions on what's your source of truth. No, is Shopify owner for the products, and you're gonna configure the products there, or the product catalog is gonna be configured in NetSuite and exposed into Shopify. What are all the different orders or type of orders?
Yeah, right. Like what's the master? Like, are we going to log on to Shopify to get order info? Or are we going to come into NetSuite, or is NetSuite going to be the master? Like, are we going to update orders and NetSuite is going to send a Shopify Plus backend? So you have to decide what you want to do. Or are you kind of working in two different screens?
But exactly, and that's my point on yeah. I mean, merchants don't need to underestimate the integration. The integration is really heavy. You need to take like very important decisions, because it's gonna condition how you're gonna work like moving forward. Now, because one part of the project, it's like we implement the store. No, I mean, you go into Shopify. Now we implement the store. The store it's great. It looks great. It works. It's fast. It's great. And the next part is, let's load the data. No, you have your catalog, and then you have the collections, and the catalog assigned to the different collections, and you have the navigation and the filters and all the B2B capabilities and catalog segmentation and all that. No, which is like the first load into the Shopify platform. Okay, you're great. Now you put play, you go live. No, have a strong connector and making sure that the flows are really connected. Specifically, I mean, having people that really understand what are all the processes, where is the data going to store, how are the things syncing, no, entities syncing between the two systems, and what is your system of record for each function? Because NetSuite is financial first, no, financial orders, processing in the orders, I mean, tax, many stuff, I mean, all things there. And Shopify is more like all this storefront. It's really great in storefront activity and I mean, exposing the products and really pixel
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly. NetSuite's more of the ERP. I think the question is, if you give somebody access to NetSuite, you just want to make sure you lock them out of everything else like payroll. Whereas if they're just in Shopify, they can't access all the personal stuff. You may not want to give them NetSuite access, especially if they're a lower level person, even a consultant or someone you don't know. And worst case, if someone can log into the Shopify store, like they only have access to the store, they don't have access to everything else. So there's a question of permissions too.
Exactly. There are multiple things going on there that yeah, don't underestimate the complexities on integration, no?
Yeah, exactly. I've been doing integrations for many years, and it's very complex, especially when you have multiple. Like I have customers that have Amazon, Shopify, and QuickBooks. And it's complex, especially when they have two Shopify sites and an Amazon. Like how do we get all these guys to communicate? And that's typically where we see a lot of challenges. So my last question for today. For a company already using NetSuite and doing $5 to $15 million in revenue, what practical advice would you give them if they're considering Shopify Plus or trying to modernize the e-commerce experience?
Well, first think about the goals. Do you want to start with the architecture that you need? No, I mean, and work your no. I mean, this is true for both sides. If you're already running e-commerce, or if you're gonna start an e-commerce store, a proper design and really understanding the complexities on each of the areas. Because one thing is the storefront, then another thing is the backend, and then decide how to connect and where goes what or what goes where, and really plan for the three things. No, what is your backend structure? How are you gonna process the orders? What's your front end experience? Not just the design and how it looks and feels, but also the features that you're gonna allow your customers. Doesn't make sense for you to have like a pretty website that nobody understands. It's hard to navigate. customers don't find the products that they want
Yeah,
to find.
exactly. Your navigation's 3 or 4 levels deep. They're trying to find a product and it's like it's not on the nav or difficult to find. So the navigation is very important. You want to make sure like your best sellers are easy to find on the site.
Exactly. And always my last recommendation there, it's let's build it in phases. No, I mean you need to cut the problem in different pieces and do pilot release first to ideal customers or customers that you have more relationship with, and then expand into outer circles, and not launch to your full universe of customers at the same time, and build the features. Like, let's go with an MVP, and then keep on enlarging the functionalities that you expose to your customers.
Exactly. You want to make sure you have a small product and you work your way out. I have one more question because we're getting close to the end of the podcast. But UnlockCommerce has helped clients improve conversion rates and reduce operational costs. What changes tend to deliver the biggest impact on growth and customer experience?
So really, I mean, I'm talking about the more on the B2B side of things. No, there are many activities on how to grow your platform if you're direct to consumer. No, and they're all the growth, marketing, email, and activities. If I focus on the B2B side, it's like you need a proper experience. So it's all about the UX. And when I say UX, it's not like, again, pixel perfect design and modern, good looking website. No, when I say experience, like when your customers go into the portal, do the self-serve. No, these are companies that are buying products for what they need to sell. No, so as much as you can simplify their work, you're gonna have more growth. No, you need your customers to find your products faster in all different ways. Find by problem, find by product, find by brand, year, make, model, more that type of search to really narrow the catalog for large catalogs. No, I mean 20,000, 50,000 SKUs. There needs to be different ways of navigating the store. Then make it easy on the checkout side, make it easy on the navigation, make it easy to find the invoices, to pay the invoices, to have reminders, to do reorders, to do manage returns. As much as you can simplify and you can offer experiences, simple, nice, and self-serve, and your customers adopt, then it's less operational costs for you, and you're gonna have more revenue from your customers.
Yeah, right. So making it easier to use so customers, can self-register and that way they're not getting involved with customer service every time there's a problem. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a good way to optimize the site. Jacqueline, so it's the end of our podcast for today. I want to thank you for helping break down one of the most important decisions facing NetSuite users today. Do we go with the out-of-the-box SuiteCommerce or do we stay on Shopify Plus? And like you said, making sure that products are easy to find on the website, making sure that companies can self-register, and making sure that products, especially your best sellers, are easy to find. And considering when you're going from Shopify to SuiteCommerce, connectors, functionality, cost, timelines are all things to think about. And for companies running both B2B and B2C channels, it often means striking the right balance between flexibility on the front end and control on the back end, like we discussed on today's call. If you'd like to learn more about Jacqueline's work, connect with him on LinkedIn or visit unlockcommerce.co. Their team specializes in helping NetSuite customers build and optimize SuiteCommerce and Shopify Plus experiences with deep expertise in integrations and B2B e-commerce. If you're looking to automate accounting workflows and gain better visibility across your e-commerce channels, ERP, and financial systems, visit connexecommerce.com. If you found this episode valuable, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another NetSuite user who's talking about the future of their e-commerce stack. Thanks a lot, Jacqueline.
Thank you, Joseph. Till next time.
Thank you.